Hi, everyone. Welcome to the C3.ai Digital Transformation Institute's workshop. Before I say a few words about the workshop and the organizers and so on, let me say a few words about the Institute. I am Srikant. I'm one of the two co-directors of the Institute. Shankar Shastri at Berkeley is the other co-director, and we have two chief scientists, Andy Warno and Costas Panos at Berkeley. So our mission is to attract the world's leading scientists to effect digital transformation of society through the use of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and cloud computing. We are a consortium of industries and universities. It's the Institute is jointly headquartered at Berkeley and Illinois, and our university partners are Carnegie Mellon University, KTH, MIT, Princeton, Stanford, and the University of Chicago. Cloud computing support, high-performance computing support is provided by the Lawrence Berkeley Lab and the National Center for Supercomputing Applications at Illinois. The Institute was started with a generous donation from C3.ai, and cloud computing support for the Institute is provided by Microsoft. We also have other industry partners like AstraZeneca, Baker Hughes, and Shell who participate in some of our projects, provide data, and so on. We have a number of activities and events associated with the Institute. We have a weekly colloquium series, we have workshops, we have research symposia, and so on. And today we have a very exciting workshop on data analytics in security and privacy. Security and privacy are two of the most important issues confronting our society today. And we'll be exploring how data analytics can help improve security and privacy. The organizers of the workshop are three outstanding researchers in this area. Bo Lee and David Nicol are my colleagues at the University of Illinois, and Sean Peisert is at Lawrence Berkeley National Lab and at the University of California at Davis. We have a number of great speakers. Somesh Jha from Wisconsin, George Casidas from Penn State, Zico Coulter from CMU, Alex Madry from MIT, Patrick McDaniel, Penn State, Franzi Rosner from University of Washington, Stefan Savage from UC San Diego, Zach Tudor from the Idaho National Lab, Mayank Baria from Boston University, and Che Zhang from ETH. I'd like to thank the organizers and the speakers for doing this. The workshop will be exciting, and it's over 3 days, and I'm hoping to learn a lot from it. All the talks will be recorded, and you can access them at our YouTube channel later on if you're interested. I'd like to turn it over to David Nicol.
Thanks, Srikant. So I was excited when Srikant approached me and asked whether I would be willing to put together a workshop in the area of data and security and privacy. That's exciting because that's such a important and groundbreaking area right now in many fronts, and you'll see a lot of these that are reflected in the talks that we have with the great advances that are being made with machine learning models, which of course are driven by data, and then the issues that pop up around the data that you use to train, the data that you use, or how you can trick the models that you have with the data that you present to them. There's a whole raft of research issues there. How do you, using data, understand, verify, believe, explain what's coming out of your models, and then research that goes on having to do with data analytics. It's not necessarily machine learning, but data that you get by mining the internet for instances of vulnerabilities or instances of exploits. I'm reminded of some of the work that's gone on by some of the people here who, on the heels of having a very large scale, very important vulnerability announced, were able with tools to go out and gather a great deal of information about where this vulnerability exists and then track it to see how this vulnerability was patched and so on. Again, so all of this really rests on data. So a lot of work in security is theoretical, and a lot of it is in analyzing software and how software behaves or misbehaves. But increasingly, as we have access to lots and lots of data and such a powerful tool for understanding what is happening in a system by looking at the data, then the intersection of data analytics and security and privacy seemed really important. So Srikant came to me and said, would you be interested in putting together a workshop on this? And I said, well, of course, yes. And then he said, even better. And he said, and I would like for you to get some co-organizers. And I said, that's great. So I reached out to Bo Lee, a colleague here who's very well known and up and coming in things related to machine learning, and Sean Pisart, who's a colleague out at Berkeley Lawrence Labs and is now the editor-in-chief of IEEE Security and Privacy, who I knew through that editorial board. And I also know that his Rolodex to people in the field is really very significant. So both of them agreed to participate in the leadership of this particular workshop. And so between the three of us, we went out and found what I think is a really outstanding group of speakers to address these kinds of issues. This is not just all about machine learning. This is not just all about statistics. It really covers the breadth of the intersection between data analytics and security and privacy.